this is very easy one. So keep in mind the unit productions are here is B tends to C, and then C tends to D, and D tends to E. Okay, so follow the same procedure that I've already told you. If the something is repeating and again, you stop there. Okay, so if it's A tends to something, A tends to B, P tends to again A, you stop there. Okay, so keep that thing in mind and try to do it yourself. I will tell you the solution in like 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, to solve this one, you just have to identify the unit production. Keep in mind, this is not a unit production because this is deriving a useful symbol, that is your terminal. This is your useless, this is your unit production because it is deriving B tends to a non-terminal. Okay, so this one is again not a this one is not a unit production. Keep in mind, this is a unit production, this is a unit production, and this is also not a unit production. Keep in mind. Okay, so our problem is only with B, C, and D. Okay, so everything that is there will be written as it is. So S tends to A tends to A, and then we have to eliminate the unit production for B. So just this is not a unit production, so B tends to small b I have written, and to replace this, what I'll do. Because I want to replace this production tends to C, so start with this. Okay, C is deriving a D, there is no terminal there. D is deriving E, and E is deriving A. So there is one useful symbol that it is derived by a particular thing. Another I don't. Okay, sorry for that. Here, yeah, absolutely. Okay, so only one useful symbol, and after E it is stopped. So I don't think you can approach further. So if you replace C, so in place of C you can write a A. Okay, so now the unit production is eliminated. Now C tends to D. So just again, so D tends to E, E tends to A. Okay, so it is again stopping at the same thing. There is nothing to go further. So you can stop here and put the terminal in this one. Okay, in the similar way, B, C, and D. So I think E is again deriving A. So you can directly write a E here. So for E, E tends to A. So this is, keep in mind, this is not a unit production. So you can write, this is your solution. Okay, that is very easy to get rid of the unit production that is present in your in your question. Okay, so now the next question is, to you have to get rid of your I think you have to get rid of your useless symbols. Okay, so if you remember, any first you have to build a set of and if there is a combination of these useful symbol coming on the right hand side, you will consider this in the expression. If not, you just get rid of that part. Okay, so try to do it yourself. I will tell you the solution like 2-3 minutes. Okay, so just try it yourself first. I just tried the question in here. Okay, so just try it yourself. I will tell you the answer in like 2 minutes. Okay, try it. Okay, so to solve this question, what you do, you just identify what are the useful symbols. Okay, so the useful symbols are those that are directly deriving the terminal here. Okay, so first of all, a terminal is also a useful symbol. In this one, you find out terminal, which is the terminal here. So A is a terminal here. I think B is also there. So B is also a terminal. So I can call this a useful symbol. Another production that B is deriving a single A. So you can call this capital B as a terminal, as a useful symbol also. In the similar way, A is also deriving a set of terminals. You can also call this a useful symbol. And I don't think that there is other useful symbols. Okay, so this is deriving ABC, this is deriving BAB. Okay, so just keep the set open. Just keep the set open to include any other useful symbol if they are. Okay, so now write the first one. So first one, A is there, B is there, but C is not a part of the useful symbol set. So you can eliminate this production. I do not need this one. B is there, A is also there, B is also there. So that will be a part of this production. So BAB, uh, the production is deriving all the useful symbols. So you include this as also in the set. So that is why I always keep the set open. If something happens that the left hand side is deriving the useful symbol, so the left hand side also becomes a useful symbol. So that is why I always keep the set open. Now see this A. So for AAA, it's always a useful symbol. So you can write directly here. So A followed by a big A, followed by a big A, that is fine. So this is because it is a combination of useful symbols, small a and a big A. So you can write this A followed by a and then BAC, but C is not a part of this. So you can directly eliminate this part, and the left hand side is already included in the set. So there is no need. So you can stop here, and these are your useful symbol. And for B, so just take a look at B. So B and B. So B here and B here. So this is also useful symbol. You can include this B and B, and then there is a A. Okay. So A is always a part of the useful symbol. Okay. So then now there is a C. Now C is not there and C is not there. So you can directly eliminate this production. Do not include this production, and you can close this set. Okay. So now check the production. Now check the reachability. If there is something not reachable, you can directly eliminate it. So what is the point of adding a production if it is not reachable from the start symbol? Okay. So now see this one, S tends to B. So this is a start symbol, and it is only going to the variable B here. So I don't think that this production is needed here. So there is no use of this production, because in the starting symbol there is no variable A, or there is no non-terminal A there. Okay. So you can write this production as B A B, and your B will be B small b and then A. Okay, so that will be your solution. Okay, so now I think this is a very good thing to get rid of the useless symbols. If you're seeing this production was very difficult to look at, but if you're seeing this becomes a very compact production from this one. Okay, so there are four there, but there is only two there. Okay, so now the next question is again based on the
So,
conversion of Chomsky. Yeah,
So why was
sir, in
ABC removed from the starting symbol?
why was ABC removed?
Yes, sir.
ABC. I don't get. Okay, so this was okay. So what happens is that, so first you make a set of useful symbol. Okay, so now check on the right hand side if it is a combination of useful symbol, you include it in the production. If not, you just eliminate it. Okay, so A, now in this particular case, A is there, that is fine. B is also there, that is fine. But C is not there. Okay, so C is not there. You don't think you only include one symbol, you have to get rid of the combinations. That is why ABC gotten rid of. In the similar way, if you see B, A, C, now B is there, A is also there, but C is not there. So you do not get rid of only one particular symbol, you have to get rid of all the production. Okay, so that is why I've deleted this one.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now the next question is based on Chomsky normal form. If you remember, there are a series of steps to follow this Chomsky normal form. First of all, you have to get rid of your unit production. Then you have to get rid of your first of all, you have to get rid of your null production. Keep in mind null production, not unit. After that, you have to get rid of your unit production. Keep in mind to follow the same order that is given in the algorithm. First, you get rid of null, and then you get rid of unit production. and then you just have to do a little bit of substitution. Okay, so substitution can be done in any way. There is no particular rule attached to it. So some people use, if you're seeing this question, some people will substitute small a and a together. Some people will substitute a and d together. So that is your choice, but I prefer that to do not include a symbol. Suppose if there is some kind of I just give you a scenario what I'm talking about. So it will be a pretty complex that first of all you are again substituting a symbol yourself. Okay, so what you do, what I'm talking to avoid these kinds of things. Okay, so if you're seeing here is s tends to a and d. So some people do this, that they substitute this symbol. Suppose I call this symbol as a B, something like C tends C. Just I substituting with it a C, and then there is a D. Okay, so that becomes your Chomsky normal form, and your C is tending to small a and a. Okay, now again you have to substitute this A. So I'm calling this C tends to DA, and then your D tends to A. Okay, so first of all, do not. This is not wrong. This is not wrong because everything is following the steps there, but the actual problem is that there is no need to include extra steps. Okay, so what is doing, if you are in place of this small a and a you have put a c. Now the substituted part is again substituted. Okay, so if you're seeing there is a letter here, the substituted part is again substituted with another symbol. So that is, I do not prefer this way. The best way can be aad. So just substitute this part. Okay, so the substitute, okay, I don't think that there is any other way to substitute. Okay, so you can follow this one. So just let me take a look at it, because it was s tends to either it will be double non-terminals, or it can be a single terminal. Okay, so I don't think there is other way. So that is the sole solution. Okay, so just try it yourself. First, take a look at if there is any kind of a particular production present there. There is, I don't think there is any unit production or any null production. Okay, so you can start directly substituting it. Now only the parts of substitution is remaining there. Okay, so just try it yourself. I will tell you the solution in like 2 minutes. Okay, this is a very easy question. There is no getting rid of your epsilon and null production. I think you can easily do this one. Okay, so just try it. This is not a dash here. So this is small a and d. So I think I already told you the solution for this one. Just try it. Okay. Okay, so how to do this question? It's fairly simple. You can follow this approach also, that as tends to, you can put a variable like something. I think the variable like C. I don't think C is used here. Okay, you can use a variable C tends to A or C tends to AD. Okay, so you can put C A tends to A and C A D tends to big AD. So that is also possible, and you can also do this that I have used this one, that S tends to A and then D. For this one, you can put S tends to this one C A, and then for D just remain the D as D. So C A will become another A small a. So for this you can put for this A you can also put a big A, so that can be considered as C A, and then CA and then A. For that CA you can put A. Okay, so that takes a lot of steps. So I prefer I will use this kind of a thing, CA or CAD, but that is also fine. If you're using this, there is nothing wrong in that. Okay, just let me complete it. Okay, so now in this one, you can do this now. Your A tends to, this A is already there. So C, A, and then B, and then there is a B. So for B, I think you can put a C, B, and then for A, B, I don't think there is anything there. So you can put C, B tends to B, and for A, B, you can put C, A, B tends to A, B. Okay. So Chomsky normal form, remember Chomsky normal form was what? Either it is a small symbol or either there are two capital letters. Okay, keep that in mind. For so this is solved. For this AB, I can put CAB, so that are two capital symbols. Now for this B, I can directly put a CB, but there is no need, that is already there, so there is no need. So for B, just remain as it is. Okay, for D, that is also fine. Okay, so I think that constitute a very good solution, but there are other ways to solve this one also. So there is no particularly one way to solve this question. There are any many other ways to solve this question. Okay, so let me see if anybody has posted a solution so that is different from it. Okay. Okay, so there is no solution. So you can follow this approach or you can follow this approach. That depends upon you. Okay, so the next question is also a very easy
Sir,
one.
sir,
Yes, 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 yes.
sir, wouldn't S not come to, like, should it come or should it not?
As nod,
Like the first step in the Chomsky normal form.
well, the first step was, uh, can you repeat? I don't get your question.
Like, say the first
Okay.
step in the Chomsky.
Okay, so the first step that you have to include as node, yeah. The condition was if there is the starting symbol in the right hand side. Okay, so if the starting symbol is the right hand side, you can include S node tends to S. But I don't think that S is not in the right hand side, so I have not included in this. Okay, so
Oh,
you have to
okay.
include if it is right the right hand side, but if it's not, you do not include it.
Okay.
Okay. So now the next question is also very easy because I don't think there is any kind of a unit production here, or there is any kind of a simple what you say, a unit production as well as a null production. So I don't think that will take a lot of time. So this is a simple substitution. I prefer that you do this question. Okay, so now there is a null production in this one. It will take a little of your effort. Okay, so try to solve this C question. I think it is a very good question. Okay, so it will take a little bit of time. So try it. I will tell you the solution in like 5 minutes. Okay, in 5 minutes you can easily solve this. So do not rush. If you have to write multiple steps, don't worry about it. Write multiple steps. So do not just take your time and solve this question. Okay, so just try it. Okay, to how to solve this question, okay, so just I now it will take a little bit of your effort, because if you're seeing there is also unit production in this one, as well as there is a epsilon production in this one. Okay, so just let me copy and paste. So now how to solve this question? So first of all, you just eliminate this one and this one. Okay, so first eliminate the unit production. Oh, sorry, the null production, that is your epsilon production. Okay, so now how to get rid of your epsilon production? So just in place, what you do, you want to get rid of this x tends to a epsilon. So wherever there is x, put the value of epsilon there. Okay, so in this place, first write the production as it is. So there are two x's. Now put x epsilon in this x, it will become a b x, and then put epsilon in this one x, and that will become a x b. Now put epsilon in both of it. Okay, so it will become a b. Okay, so you can uh, this was when you're getting rid of your epsilon production. After that, you just write x tends to there is no write the production as it is. So we have eliminated this production. Do not include this production epsilon production in this one. And the next step is I think that there is also epsilon here. Okay, so it becomes a two-step process here. So what you do, so write the c. Now in place of x, if you put epsilon here, so epsilon is again included. Okay, so now in the next step, I have to get rid of y also. So again, go towards the step, and now there is no y. So write the steps as it is: abx, and then axb, and then ab. Okay, so in this particular x, there is a y here. So how to just write the y as it is. So now put epsilon one by one. Okay, so put epsilon here, so it will become a. Now put epsilon here, it will become a b. So these two productions are included in that, and in y, I don't think there is any y here, so you can directly write a c here, and epsilon production is already eliminated.
Sir, in Y there would also be X, I think.
In y, there would what exactly what do you mean by this?
Like, sir, Y leads to C, epsilon, and X.
Y leads to c epsilon. Why it's x? Acha. Okay. So, yes, you have to include x as it is. Oh, yeah, absolutely correct. You have to include x as it is, and then c, and then there is a epsilon. Okay, so that is absolutely correct. So include x here and then c. Yeah, that is a mistake. So then x and then a small c. Okay. So now, okay, so that in that step, now you have gotten rid of all the epsilon productions. Now you have to get rid of your unit productions. Okay, so if I'm correctly seeing, there is only one unit production, that is your x. So in place of this x, you have to include all of these that is already written here. Okay, so how to get rid of unit production? So write the productions as it is. The all the production, just write as it is instead of the unit production. Okay, so a b x, and then a, and then x, and then b, and then a, I think ab. Okay, so now in this x, there is a, then y, and then b, and then y, and then there is a, and then there is a b. Okay, for this y, so you do not write a x here, because we are trying to get rid of it. So this x is deriving a totally these symbols. So you can, again, in place of x, you can write all these symbols. There is nothing to worry about. So in place of x, you can write a y, and then b y, and then a, and then b. Okay, so because there is no point in including other things, because we are getting rid of x. So in place of x, there is you put all the production, and in that production there is no unit production. So you can again include this totally. Okay, so now this is your answer after getting rid of epsilon as well as unit production. Now you have to convert this answer into a Chomsky normal form. Okay, so CNF, to convert it into a CNF, there are many, it can be done in many ways. Okay, so first of all, you can include this one as one variable, this one as one variable. Okay, so in that included variable, you include this a and this b. Okay, so I just write it It will be easy if I do it step by step. I think it's a little bit of it will require a little bit of effort. Okay, so now s tends to ax, and then in place of ax I can write another variable. Suppose I write c small a x and then c small b x. Okay, so now in place of ab, so there is also a ab, so I do not get I do not forget about it, so I just include it in the final production. So cax is again c sorry ax, and then cbx is again a bx. Okay, so I again have to set it. Just don't worry about it. So we will do it in steps. Okay, so for that ab, so in place I think I will put the value of a here. So this will become okay. Okay, so this is already a big symbol here. So because I have to put the value of a for this one, so what can I do? Just let me see. Is there any other way I can avoid this? So bx will be already there. So why include any other thing? So I can put here a. So for bx I can put cbx. Okay, so I this is not fully converted. So just bear with me. I will take it to the next step. Okay, so now this one xb. So ax is already there. So I do not want to worry about that part. So it is c ax and then b here. So it is also not converted. So for AB, it is, I think it is, there is no problem about it. Just let me, so you have to convert A and B, so that is also not fine. So only thing that is done in this step is this one. Now for check for X is again A and Y, so there is nothing defined here. So what I'll do, I'll define the value of A here, but so right in now in this step do not include it because it will create a lot of problems. So I just writing is as it is. So this is fine, this is fine. So for y a single c, this is a single c. Okay, so this is a small c, so there is no problem about it. So there is a y, again you have to include something here. So just let me take it to the next step. Okay, so now s tends to cax cbx. Now in this step what I'll do, for this small a I will include ca. So for ca tends to cb x. Okay, so sorry. So for CA, it will tend to A here. CA tends to A, so it will become CA, then CBX. And then for B, so I will do CB tends to a B. Okay, so that will become CAX, then CB. And for A and B, that is already been put here. So you can put CA followed by a CB. Okay, so now this is done, this is done, this is done, and this is also done. In the similar way, X tends to A tends to Y. Okay, so this A is already a CA and Y is already a capital symbol, so that is also fit. Now for CB, then Y, this is also fit. Now A and B is already fine. Okay, so this is done now in this one. So for Y, so for C is already fine. There is no problem about it. So for A, so you can put CAY, and then this one. And for B you can put CBY, so this is also fine. So A and B, so this is all are in CNF. There is no problem about it. So CAX, now this CAX, now put the value of A as CA and then X. Okay, so that is also fine now. So CBX, so put the value of B, that is already put here. So CB and then X. Okay, so that is also fine. Okay, so I've taken it to the second step. So there is no confusion about it. You can also do it in one step. There is no problem about it. But I'll prefer if you do it in two steps, because if you try to do it in one step, there will always be some kind of a error and you miss something. But if you take it to the second step, it will be very easy, and you cannot make any kind of error if you take it in two steps. Okay, so remember, whenever you are doing a question, always try to include more steps, because it avoids your silly mistakes. And taking in more steps do not take much time, but it surely avoids a silly mistake that we tend to do. Okay, so you can do this in one step, but I prefer you do it in two steps. Okay, so now the next question is again based on that what exactly a language that is represented by a particular grammar. Okay, So now this is a very easy question. So first of all, if you remember all the things that I've already told you, so to solve this question, it's very easy. Okay, so just let me take a screenshot of this one. And just pursue every variable one by one. You can easily find this, then what exactly is happening. Okay, so start with x. So now s is your start symbol, and there is one variable, there is second variable, and there is one variable. Okay, so whatever it will be deriving, it will also be deriving the same thing because they are same variable, and whatever y will derive. So you have to find that whatever is x deriving and whatever is y deriving. Okay, so from the looks of this x, I can, if you remember, this is a building block ax, bx, and then lambda. Okay, so this is a building block of a plus b star. So I can directly say this x is just a plus b star. So if this x is a plus b star, this x is also a plus b star. Okay, so now what exactly this y is deriving? Y is deriving a constant thing, that is your 3b's. Okay, so the language that can be derivable from this particular question is a plus b star followed by 3b's. Okay, so 3b's, after that any number of a and b's can come. Okay, so that is your particular language in this one. Okay, so now I think you can try the next question yourself, the fifth question. Now it is just saying that what is the language represented by the context free grammar below. Okay, so I think it's one of the easiest grammar. I think you have seen it many times. I just write it as tends to asb, and then there are two s's. I think, just let me see, two s's. Okay, so two s's, then there is a lambda, and let this keep in mind, lambda or epsilon is one and the same thing. Okay, so now asb, you know that asb ensure that the number of a's and number of b's are equal. So now what exactly is this ss doing? So if you're seeing by doing a ASB, so it means that the number of A's and number of B's are equal always. Okay, so always the number of A's and number of B's are equal. So you will be thinking a raised to power n, b raised to power n, where n is greater than equal to 0. Okay, so because lambda is there, so 0 is also included. But it is not correct here, because if you see the next one, so as tends to ss. Okay, so it can be any ss, s tends to ss, then ss. Okay, so now if you're seeing for if you want to stop it, you will stop it with the epsilon, but you can also include ASB and then ASB and then ASB and then ASB. Okay, so if you want to stop it, it will be lambda, lambda here, lambda here, lambda here. Okay, so now the string that is derivable from this one becomes AB, 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 AB. Okay, so if I write this language, it is just making sure after A, B will come, after B nothing will come. Okay, but in this particular string you are saying after A B will come, but after B A is also coming. So you cannot say that it is a raised to power n, b raised to power n, because in this particular context after b a cannot come. But you can say that this is a particular language where the number of a's are equal to the number of b's. Okay, so you can write this language as that your input alphabet is a b. Now this is the set of all string where the number of a's are equal to the number of b's, but you cannot say this one that a raised to power n and b raised to power n, because after b a cannot come in this one, but here you can see after b a can also come. So there number of a's are 1 2 3 4, so number of b's are also the same. Okay, so 1 2 3 4, so a is also 4, b is also 4, but the order is what matters here. Okay, so keep in mind, so this is a totally different question. Do not confuse this with this one. So this is not, the answer of this is not this one, but the number of a's and number of b's are equal. Okay, so now sixth question is a very interesting question. So in this question there are there is very specific element comes into play, that you remember the regular identities. Okay, so now if you see, it is just saying L1, L2, L1 is concatenated with L2, I think. L1, L2 concatenated with L2 star, and then there is this one, and then there is this. Okay, so now if you're seeing that, it is saying that L1 is your what do you say? This is your empty set phi, and L2 is your A. So A raised to power star, it becomes A star, and then there is a union here, and L1 is again epsilon star. Okay, so now what you do? What exactly is happening here? So if epsilon is raised to the power of star, if you remember, it will become epsilon. Okay, so if phi is raised to the power of star, I already told you that is one of the most important regular expression, that if phi is raised to power of star, it will become a epsilon. So you can write this one as this, and then there is a union, and then there is a star. Okay, so a star, and then this phi is again concatenated with a star. Okay, so if you remember this phi, if concatenated, this is also a regular identity. Okay, so if you remember the regular identities that is written like this is this and this is a regular expression, it will become a phi. Okay, so now if you do this step, it is also one of the regular identities. If you remember, this is a regular identities. Just keep a look at this one, and it will become a phi. So phi union epsilon. Okay, so what exactly union do? So if you remember a and b. Okay, so a union b, it will become ab. So if it's a and then there is a ab. So if you take a union, because a is already there, so it will become a. So the one thing that comes new here is b. Okay, so now if you do anything that if there is an empty set, and if you do a union with this empty set, so empty set, I think it is included a one symbol here, so you can directly say that this is it. Okay, in this one, this is an empty set and this is an empty language. Okay, so this is an empty set and this is empty language. If you take a union of it, it will become your epsilon. Okay, so epsilon is the answer of it, because empty set represent there is nothing in the set, and the union of it is with an empty language. So it is saying in the set there is an empty language. So what will be the union of it? The if you have to include this epsilon. Okay, so it cannot be empty set, it will be epsilon. The epsilon is the answer in here. Okay, so only thing that if you're looking at it, there are two properties that coming into play in this one. First property is epsilon is raised to power a star, and second property is when phi is raised to power of star, and the second property is when phi is concatenated with a regular expression, it will become a phi here. Okay, so that are the two properties that coming into play. Okay, so now the last question is, it's a very good question. If you see, it will look a very difficult one, but by seeing at the options here, it's a very simple question, very simple question. Okay, so now see, it is just saying considering alphabet. Now the input alphabet is your 0 and 1. The null empty string is your lambda, and the set of strings is x0, x1, and x2. They are just asking that the x2 generated by corresponding non-terminal, so there will be non-terminals, and x0, these the definition of this is given as this one. Okay, so this is just a particular grammar that is given to you, and they're saying which of the following choices precisely represent the string x0. Okay, so whatever your x0 is your starting symbol, and whatever is x0 deriving, you have to see. Okay, so just take a little bit of time and see that what exactly is x0 doing. X0 is doing x1, and then what exactly is x1 doing? So x1 is taking x1. Okay, so it is saying that it is taking a 0 star here. Okay, so x1 is taking a 0 star, plus there is another thing also, x1 can also go into 1 x2. Now what exactly x2 is doing? X2 is again taking it to x1. Okay, so now x2, first of all, it can stop here, so there is no kind of worry about it, it can stop here. Second of all, it can take 0 x1. Okay, so now what exactly is x1? I don't it is again coming to that thing, that x0 followed by x1. Okay, so it's a little bit of difficult to understand that what exactly is happening. So why not we try a smallest string that is possible with x0 and see if it is given in the options there. Okay, so x0 and then 1 x1, and what exactly is this x1 doing? I think x1 is I can, the smallest string that I can extract, I have to go towards this one x1, so it will go 1 x2, and then for x2 I think I can stop there. Okay, so the smallest string here will be your 1 1. Okay, so see if 1 1 is there, so 1 1 will always be a part of. Okay, so 1 1 is there, so just see if it is driving 1 1. So I don't think 1 1 is possible in this one. The smallest string that is possible here is again 101. Okay, so this can be raised to power star. This is also raised to power star. So the smallest string here is 101. So 1 1 is not possible. So you can eliminate this option. And I don't think there is also the smallest possible string is 101. So two options are eliminated. That is our luck here. So it's very good. Now there is one and there is one. So I think one can be derivable from here. Absolutely one can be derivable from here. So it can be the option. And in this one, if you see, smallest here will be 101 and the smallest here is 1101. Okay. So again, the one cannot be derivable from this one. I think we got lucky that we got the smallest string that is only present in the option that is given here. So one is only derivable the option C. It is not derivable by any kind of other option. So you can directly see the answer is here. So in this particular context, we got lucky that only the one is given in one option, but in most possible scenarios, these do not happen. So first of all, again, the basic thing that you have to keep notice here, that always try to derive the smallest string first. Okay, so it will always, if you derive the smallest string first, one or two option will always get eliminated. So I always prefer this approach. Now in this case, if I have taken the smallest string and all the strings except the option are just getting eliminated. So that is a very good approach. If you ask me, it is a very good approach. So take out the smallest thing and check the option. So I from my experience, I'm saying the smallest string, if you take the smallest string, one or two options are always get eliminated by, because the smallest thing is not represented by one or two options, but in this case all the options got eliminated. Okay, so that is also very good practice if you follow this one, rather than going into the complex nature. Because if you're seeing here what is happening, in this x tends to 1x1 1x2, so again I have to follow the same path for 0x1. Okay, so this is a pretty complex structure if you see. So again I have to see what exactly is happening in x1. Okay, so to follow and to derive the strings, it will become a little bit difficult, but if you follow this approach, I don't think we have to do this if I go with the smallest string in this particular question. Okay, so with this, your Tutorial 10 is complete, and you can again watch this because we have already recorded this lecture. And if you have any doubt, you can ask me, and you can leave the class. I think your time is over.